So, the story starts with Hibiki running for his life. There's this rabbit monster chasing him. Hibiki has no idea how he got here, and he definitely doesn't know what that rabbit thing is. Then he hears a girl's voice in his head. She says she can appraise the rabbit for him. But the rabbit gets super close, jumping and trying to grab Hibiki. By accident, Hibiki ends up squishing the rabbit with his bag and, well, finishing it. Not too far away, an adventurer named Emilia is heading into the forest to hunt. Suddenly, she hears a voice from the sky telling her there's a rare item nearby, so Emilia goes off to look for it. Hibiki is happy he got away from the rabbit monster. He checks his phone and sees there's no signal. He starts getting hungry and wonders if he can eat the rabbit. So the voice appraises the rabbit for him. It says the rabbit is edible and makes a super tasty stew. So Hibiki shoves the rabbit in his bag, thinking he'll eat it later if he doesn't find anything else. Hibiki starts thinking about the voice he's hearing. To try and understand it, he starts having it appraise things. He appraises the ground in front of him, and the voice says it's a maze eater. Hibiki gets even more confused by that answer. The voice keeps saying the same thing, so he decides to appraise himself. Suddenly his profile pops up before him. Hibiki notices that his job is appraiser provisional. He can't figure out why his job is provisional. Hibiki still doesn't know where the voice is coming from, so he asks it who it is. The voice just says it's there to support him and won't say anything more. So Hibiki looks at his status again. He sees he has a bunch of skills and he tries to activate one of them, but it doesn't work. Hibiki asks to start a tutorial to learn how to use the skills, but the voice says the tutorial is already running. Hibiki is totally confused. He tries to activate a different skill, and this time his world map skill activates. But the map is just a single line tracking a path for him. Using the map, Hibiki looks for the city's path, and by evening he reaches a paved road. Then he runs into a scary monster. You can see drools dripping from its mouth when it looks at Hibiki. Hibiki is absolutely terrified, but before the monster can eat him, Emilia shows up and kills the monster with an arrow. Hibiki is so happy to see her because she's the first person in this world he can talk to. He thanks her for saving his life and he notices her big ears. He figures she must be cosplaying an elf. But when he appraises her, he sees she's a real deal elf. Emilia asks him what he was doing in the Maze Eater's grassland, but Hibiki has no idea what she's talking about. So Emilia explains that a Maze Eater is a monster that disguises itself as grass, waits for prey, and then eats them when they're tired. Emilia is relieved that Hibiki survived the Maze Eater, and she hugs him tight, treating him like a little kid. Hibiki feels bad that she thinks he's a kid, and he tells her he's a 16-year-old young man, which Emilia has trouble believing. After eating the rabbit Hibiki caught to satisfy their hunger, Hibiki asks where they are. Emilia tells him they are currently in the Habrastia kingdom. But when he asks about Japan, Emilia says she's never heard of it, which makes Hibiki sure he's definitely in another world. Then they set up their bedding and lie down, and Emilia activates a barrier with her magic. As soon as he lies down, Hibiki falls into a deep sleep. This makes Emilia realize Hibiki is an innocent child who easily trusts strangers. She thinks Hibiki is that special thing the voice from the sky was talking about. In his sleep, Hibiki remembers the day he went to a cafe with his friends. He had told his friends that his body wasn't growing with his age, and his friends had told him to just trust time. Then, when he got to school and opened the door, he saw a bright light and found himself in this world. Hibiki wakes up from his dream. He sees magical spheres flying in the air, and the voice tells him it's a magical barrier that Emilia cast. Hibiki sits on a stone and looks at his status. He starts wondering again why his job is provisional, but this time too he doesn't get an answer, so he goes back to sleep. The next morning he starts heading toward the city of Lowell with Emilia. On the way, his world map skill alerts him to monsters nearby. Emilia is surprised to find out he has an AAA rarity skill, which means it's a super rare skill. But Hibiki doesn't think the skill is that special because it just tells him about monsters and people nearby. Emilia tells him the skill is very special and can help an adventurer survive in a hostile environment. But Hibiki still doesn't even know what an adventurer is, so he uses the voice to figure out what adventurers do. Hibiki checks the surrounding area on the map and spots a crystal horn rabbit nearby. Emilia gets excited because a crystal horn rabbit's horn sells for 200 gold coins. They hide in the grass and watch the rabbit eating peacefully. Emilia casts a spell to hide their scent and sound so she can hunt it. She then creates a magical arrow out of air, but the rabbit dodges her attack and runs away. Emilia explains that this rabbit is really hard to hunt because it has an escape skill, but it can't use the skill when it's attacking someone. This gives Hibiki an idea. He wants to lure the rabbit into attacking him. They corner the rabbit with a wall, and Hibiki lies down on the escape path to tempt it. As soon as the rabbit attacks him, Emilia, hiding in the bushes, shoots it with an arrow, and they manage to hunt the rabbit. This also shows that Hibiki is weaker than the rabbit, as the rabbit doesn't attack creatures stronger than itself. Hibiki gains experience for helping with the rabbit hunt, which raises his level. They take the rabbit's horn and head towards the city. Up above, God is watching over Hibiki and prays that everything goes well for him. Hibiki and Emilia finally make it to Rowell City. Emilia is totally worried that someone might mistake Hibiki for a kid and rob him, so she makes him wear her coat. She warns him to be super careful around the city folk. Then, Hibiki tags along with Emilia to the Adventurers Guild. When the other adventurers see them together, they think Emilia finally formed a party, but because Hibiki looks like such a little kid, they start making fun of her. Hibiki can't do anything to stop them, so they ignore them and meet the receptionist Jewel, and Emilia tells her they want to sell an item. Jewel takes them to the guild master Bal's room. Hibiki sees that Bal's is this total bodybuilder who loves showing off his muscles. Hibiki gets super excited and starts asking him for bodybuilding tips. But the two girls get annoyed by their chat and shut them up with magic. Emilia then shows them a crystal horn rabbit's horn. Bal sees it's 3 times bigger than the last one, so he offers Emilia 400 gold coins for it. Hibiki thinks Emilia will be super happy, but she feels he's offering way too little and asks for 800 gold coins instead. Bals tries to explain that they don't have that much and asks her to lower the price. But Emilia threatens to sell the horn at another market, so Bals bumps up his offer to 700 gold coins, and Emilia accepts the offer immediately. After that, Emilia sits down with Jewel to handle the transaction stuff while Hibiki waits for them outside. The voice tells him his tutorial skill level can increase now, but Hibiki has no idea what skill she is talking about. The voice explains that this skill is given to weak people who can't survive in this world on their own, and it helps them get info and skills from God. Hibiki gets it, he's alive because God helped him and he thanks God. God tells him to keep praising him and explains that he'll keep helping. Hibiki tries to ask God some questions about this world, but he doesn't get any response from God. Just then Emilia shows up. The receptionist gives Emilia a letter, and after reading it, Emilia finds out her family needs her, so she decides to go home. But she can't take Hibiki with her. She asks Hibiki if he'll be safe without her, and Hibiki promises he can take care of himself. Hibiki says he wants to become an adventurer because he saw some quests that don't need any fighting. Emilia is happy to hear that. She gives him the map to her hotel and then rushes off. Emilia is running fast when she bumps into a girl. A guard asks where she's rushing off to. She tells them she got a message to get home quickly. The girl she bumped into says she's also heading toward the Elf Kingdom and decides to join her. After Emilia leaves, Hibiki spends all his time lying around in the room. He's played games so much that his phone battery is dead, and now he wants to go back to his own world. Just then Tanya, a hotel employee, calls him to come down and eat. As Hibiki gets out of bed to go downstairs, he realizes he's almost out of money. He needs to get a job, but he has no idea what to do. Hibiki opens his status screen to check his skills, and the voice tells him he doesn't have any skills he can use in a fight. The voice says he's gained 2 new skills. One is medical book and the other is contract. Hibiki thinks the medical book skill is really useful and expresses his wish to learn it. So, the voice makes a medical book appear in front of him and starts uploading all its info into his brain. After the information transfer is totally completed, Hibiki goes to the market to shop. Hibiki buys armor from the blacksmith's shop and then heads to the Adventurers Guild to find a job. Just then an adventurer party walks into the guild. Their leader is super badly wounded, bleeding all over, and 2 of his limbs are missing from his body. They ask Jewel to call the guild master for help, but Jewel says the master is out of town, and even a healer's magic can't stop the bleeding. Hibiki thinks maybe he can help with his medical book skill. He tells the adventurer's teammates that he has a medical skill and wants to help, and they let him come closer. Hibiki goes up to the adventurer and starts examining him with his medical book skill. The voice checks him out and says poison is spread throughout his body, which is why the bleeding won't stop. Hibiki asks how he can fix him. The voice says to cure him they have to bring back the missing limbs and he only has 5 minutes to do it. He needs to use skills like Hyper Cure and Perfect Heal which require 650 MP, but he only has 56 MP. So, Hibiki tells everyone there all this info, hoping someone has the necessary skill, but no one there knows hyper cure or perfect heal. Hibiki doesn't know what to do, so the voice tells him to use his contract skill, which lets him get MP from others. Hibiki immediately tells the adventurers this, and the adventurers' teammates instantly agree to form a contract with Hibiki. It's a temporary contract where they just have to say they agree to the contract, and their MP goes to Hibiki. Once Hibiki has enough MP, he first uses Hyper Heal to get rid of the poison in the adventurer's body. Then he uses Perfect Heal, which makes the adventurer's severed hand and leg grow back. But this uses up all of Hibiki's MP, and he collapses from exhaustion. When Hibiki opens his eyes, Jewel is standing in front of him. Jewel thanks Hibiki for saving the adventurer's life and tells him the adventurer was her little brother, Jade. Hibiki is happy he could help. Then Jewel says she told everyone to keep this incident a secret. Hibiki asks why she's doing that. Jewel explains that if people find out he can use such special skills, they might misuse him for money. For his safety, Jewel suggests he join an adventurer party, but Hibiki doesn't want to rely on others for protection. So Jewel suggests he hire a bodyguard, which Hibiki quite likes. In the meantime, we see a demi-human in a cage and he looks totally furious. So the next day, Hibiki goes to this company to find a bodyguard. The owner, Arik, uses his ability and realizes he's gonna make bank by dealing with Hibiki. He shows Hibiki his best bodyguards, but Hibiki turns them all down, because he wants a bodyguard with enough MP so that if they ever get into trouble, he can use that MP for a perfect heal or a hyper cure. So Hibiki starts looking for a good bodyguard with Arik. Hibiki's attention is drawn to a hallway, and Arik tells him not to even bother with the bodyguards in there because they all have some kind of flaw. He explains that those bodyguards can't really do any kind of job, but Hibiki is curious and insists on seeing them. Arik takes him into the hallway, and there's this cage with a super grumpy werewolf and a little girl locked inside. The werewolf is missing a leg and both of his arms. Arik explains the werewolf went on a rampage trying to save the girl, so they were captured. Hibiki checks the werewolf status, and his expert eye skill tells him the werewolf, named Cloud, is using fake stats. So Hibiki asks the voice how expert eye even works. The voice checks the skill data, and they find out that expert eye is an ultimate triple S rank skill that only a very very special chosen person gets from God. It's one of the rarest skills in the whole world. As soon as Hibiki realizes how rare this skill is, he starts shouting at God for giving him the skill. Then Hibiki uses expert eye to check Cloud's real status. He finds out Cloud has an SS rank curse, but more importantly he's a hero. Next, Hibiki checks out the girl. Turns out she's a sage, but she has this one skill that makes her mana go totally out of control. So Hibiki asks God why he'd give a little girl such a dangerous skill. God says it's necessary for her sage trial. Hibiki can't do anything about it, but he notes that both of them have a ton of MP which he could use. The voice suggests that Hibiki uses his relief measure skill on Cloud. Looking at the skill data, Hibiki thinks it might relieve Cloud of his curse, but the voice doesn't confirm it. Hibiki decides to buy both of them. He takes them to a secluded area near a forest. Cloud thinks Hibiki has brought him and Lilina here to hurt them, but Hibiki tells him he actually wants to heal him. He asks Lilina for help, and Lilina immediately agrees. She asks how she can help, and Hibiki tells her they need to establish a contract. Lilina agrees to the contract, and just like that, her MP goes to Hibiki. Hibiki then uses Perfect Heal and Cloud's missing limbs come back. He's totally healthy again. Cloud thanks Hibiki for bringing his limbs back, but he still doesn't feel his full strength return. Hibiki realizes it's because of the curse. Cloud asks how he knew about the curse, since no appraisal can see his true status. So Hibiki tells him he also knows he's a hero, and he tells Lilina she's gonna be a sage in the future. Cloud is completely freaked out and asks how he knows all this, and Hibiki says it's all thanks to his expert eye. Then Hibiki tries to remove Cloud's curse using his skill. Because of the skill, they can actually see the curse on Cloud. He's bound by many chains. Then a giant scissor appears in the sky. The scissors snip one of Cloud's chains, reducing a small part of the curse, but it's not completely gone. Hibiki realizes he'll have to level up his skill to totally get rid of the curse. Cloud feels the power in his body again, and he bows and thanks Hibiki for helping him. Cloud wants to perform a ceremony of allegiance with Hibiki. Hibiki asks what that means, and Cloud explains it's a ritual where he'll give his soul to Hibiki and will always stay with him to protect him. Hibiki doesn't see anything wrong with that and agrees to the ceremony. The voice advises him to use his contract skill for the ceremony. This way, Hibiki will have to keep any promise he makes to Cloud, and Cloud will be happy to know that. So Hibiki uses the contract skill and Cloud is thrilled. They start the ceremony, where Cloud promises to dedicate his body and soul to Hibiki's protection and honor for life. Hibiki accepts his vow. Right as the ceremony finishes, a mark appears on Hibiki's hand, and one also appears on Cloud's hand. Then Hibiki explains to them why he needs other people's MP, and they promise to help him. Hibiki then establishes a technical skill contract between the three of them. Later, when Hibiki is giving instructions to the voice, Cloud asks who he's talking to, and Hibiki tells him he's talking to a voice that helps him. Knowing this, Cloud asks Hibiki if he's from another world since he has heard rumors of people from the other world, and Hibiki says yes. Cloud is amazed that Hibiki has such a powerful skill like tutorial, which is given directly from God to a special person. Hibiki asks if it's really that special of a skill, and God tells them he has to use 1/3 of his power to keep the skill active. Cloud explains that there are 11 gods in this world, and the skill Hibiki has is given by the chief god, who is considered the most powerful. Cloud says God must really be kind to Hibiki. But Hibiki says God is also kind to Lilina, but they gave her a dangerous raging sanctuary skill. Lilina asks about the skill, and Hibiki explains it's a skill that can destroy her with excessive magical power. Lilina becomes upset, and Cloud explains that because of this power, her family sold her to merchants to get rid of her. So Hibiki blames the chief god for all the bad stuff that happened to Lilina, but Cloud corrects him, saying the god of magic gave Lilina the skill. The god of magic hears all this and tells Hibiki they can't take the skill back once they've given it. The god explains that Hibiki can adjust Lilina's magical power and MP using his grimoire, and she explains the method to him. Cloud is shocked that Hibiki can talk to the god of magic and asks what they told him. Hibiki says they explained how to help Lilina. He tries to adjust Lilina's MP with his grimoire skill, but then a tiny cat appears in front of them. The cat introduces herself as Vene, saying the god of magic sent her to teach Lilina how to control her magic. Vene is so cute that Lilina and Hibiki start playing with her. Then Hibiki asks her about his grimoire. Vene reveals that she is his grimoire, a powerful, terrifying beast created by the god of magic. Hibiki takes them to a weapon shop and Cloud he totally buys his favorite weapons. Hibiki's all like, "Dude, you're a hero, why didn't you get a sword and a huge suit of armor?" Cloud just shrugs and says he likes using a spear and if he wore big armor he'd get super hot. Then Lilina picks out an item, but the shop owner asks for 25 gold coins for it. Cloud thinks that price is super low so they buy the article for her. Lilina feels bad because they bought something so expensive for her, but Hibiki says the price is nothing compared to her safety. Then he tells Lilina to buy a staff for herself. Lilina thanks Hibiki for being so kind to her, and she asks if she can call him her big brother. Hibiki says she totally can. Vene also starts insisting on buying something for himself. He spots an expensive collar, and the shop owner says it's 15 gold coins, so Hibiki has to buy the expensive collar for him. But now Hibiki is completely out of money, so he decides to go on an adventure to earn some cash. But Vene says except for Cloud, they need training before they can go on an adventure. Hibiki gets all excited that he can finally learn combat magic, but Vene says that's highly unlikely. He tells Hibiki he can only learn domestic magic. Then Vene starts teaching Lilina and Hibiki magic. First, he wants Lilina to control her magic, so get this, he bites Hibiki with his teeth. That makes Lilina's magic power drop, but her MP stays exactly the same. Weird, right? Then Vene tells them they have to learn magic power circulation, which is when two people hold hands and try to circulate their magic power. But Hibiki doesn't understand him at all, so Vene tells Cloud to do the magic circulation with Hibiki to show him how it works. Cloud tells Hibiki to focus, but Hibiki doesn't even know how to do that, so Cloud grabs Hibiki's hand and starts sending his magic into his body. But Cloud gets way too excited and sends in like a ton of magic. Cloud's consciousness totally floods Hibiki's mind, and he finds himself in Cloud's body. He sees this elf girl named Honest right in front of him. Hibiki starts believing like he is Cloud, talking to Honest like he's known her forever. Cloud likes Honest because they've been together for a long time. But Honest betrays Cloud, she cuts off his hand by tricking him during a fight. Hibiki is completely shocked by her betrayal. He can't understand why Honest would do that to him. Just then, Cloud wakes Hibiki up from his vision, but Hibiki still thinks he is Cloud. Cloud reminds him that he is Hibiki, and then Hibiki remembers who he is. Hibiki asks why he thought he was Cloud, and Vene explains that he was drowning in Cloud's consciousness. Cloud apologizes for letting too much magic flow into Hibiki's body, and Vene scolds him for doing it. Hibiki has totally come out of Cloud's memories, but all he remembers is that Cloud was calling out to someone. The next day, Hibiki starts his domestic magic training. He does chores, hoping the spirits will be happy and grant him magic, but he doesn't think just doing chores will work. The voice tells him that's the only way to please the spirits, so Hibiki keeps cleaning. He gets super motivated and cleans the whole hallway, but still, no spirits are happy with him. But Mia is super happy to see Hibiki's cleaning, and in a sultry voice, she invites Hibiki to eat food in her room, which is a result of one of Hibiki's skills which attracts older women to him. Then Hibiki comes outside for training. Vene teaches Lilina how to control her magic, and Cloud teaches Hibiki how to use a weapon. He trains him in archery. But Hibiki's body is super weak. He has to try really hard just to pull the bowstring, and his arrows never hit the target. After a little while, Hibiki gets tired and asks Cloud for a break because his arm is hurt. But Cloud reminds him he can heal injuries with his magic, so he's not getting any rest for the rest of his training. Meanwhile, Emilia continues her journey with her friend Tara and her maid Hensa. She's happy that she can now show Hibiki that she has friends too. Suddenly, they come to a split in the road to get to their destination. Emilia decides to take the long way because the short path has an old mansion that's rumored to be haunted. But Tara isn't scared at all. She tells them to take the short path because she thinks there's a treasure in the mansion. Emilia is also running out of money, so she goes with them toward the mansion path. Back with the others, Hibiki is cooking for everyone, and Lilina decides to help him with his cooking. Then they all sit down to eat. Everyone loves the food Hibiki made. But as soon as Hibiki tastes the food, he realizes Cloud didn't clean the mushrooms properly and ruined the apples instead of peeling them. Hibiki tells Cloud his cooking skills are garbage, and Cloud says that's because of his curse. Hibiki asks who cursed him, but Cloud says he has no idea. Just then, the voice tells Hibiki to open his world map. Hibiki looks at the map and sees a rushing boar coming to attack them. Cloud faces the boar. He attacks it with his spear skill, and the boar is finished in just one hit. Cloud thinks the smell will attract other monsters, so Vene tells Lilina to use her magic. Lilina uses a stench-removing spell which makes the boar's smell disappear. Meanwhile, Emilia and her companions reach near the mansion. Tara looks in her magic mirror and realizes there really is a wandering spirit in the mansion. By this time, Emilia and Hensa have already gone inside the mansion. Emilia finds a big treasure inside, and Hensa finds Emilia's treasure she has been hoping to touch for a long time. Tara sees that they are stuck in the spirit's trap and think dirt is treasure, so she uses a powerful spell to break the illusion. Back outside, Hibiki and Cloud cut up the boar meat and put it in their bags, but they get super dirty doing this. So Hibiki decides to use his new skill to clean them up. He uses his new skill on Cloud, and Cloud becomes completely clean, and all his tiredness is gone.